A big national relay event kicks off tomorrow right here in Seattle. It's called Carry the Load, and it honors and benefits our nation's heroes. I'm joined now by the National Director of Carry the Load, Matt Freiman. Welcome to New Day.
Thanks for having me.
All right, so for those who are not familiar, can you explain what Carry the Load is?
Yeah, so Carry the Load is a nonprofit based in Dallas, Texas, and our mission is to honor the sacrifices of our military, veterans, first responders, and their families. So we're able to accomplish that with several events, but one of them being our national relay.
And so what happens then? How did it all get started?
So it got started back in 2011 by our co-founders Clint Bruce and Stephen Hawley, both veteran Navy SEALs. And they just felt a personal desire to want to be able to honor their brothers that had lost overseas. They felt like, us back at home being, Americans weren't doing them justice on Memorial Day. And so they started there with trying to bring back the true meaning of Memorial Day. And then we slowly gathered and, grew momentum into wanting to include first responders as well.
I'm so glad y'all did. Seattle's the start of the West Coast route. Where does the team go after that? Like, how does it work?
Yeah, so we have 5 different routes that make up our national relay. So Seattle is the start of our West Coast route, which is also our first route.
All right.
So it'll kind of get things kicked off for us throughout Memorial May. And tomorrow we'll be in Seattle and then Portland, and then eventually all 5 of our routes will be walking towards Dallas.
So 4,400 miles. You're walking the whole way?
Walking and cycling on the West Coast, yep.
Wow. So if someone is out in their little town and they see everybody walking by?
Yeah, so we'll have a team that lives on a bus the entire month of May. And so they're the ones that kind of shuttle in and out, and then we'll have the local community and the participants come out and join us in their local city.
I see it. I think that many people would be moved to tears if they looked outside the window and saw this. This looks like this is in San Francisco. What does this mean to you personally?
I think the most important and special part about Carry the Load is the people. As myself being a civilian, having no real direct ties to loss in the military, it provides me a chance to be able to walk and talk with those that have.
Yeah. So
they have that burden that they can carry and that they can share, and then I'm able to help carry that load for them and be able to, further on the memory and the legacy of their loved ones.
So by sharing the load, you're helping to carry the load.
Absolutely.
You must have heard some incredible stories during your time walking with these folks.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many, and I know my very first year back in 2014, we were in Tennessee, and a father stopped by the bus. He was actually on the way to visit his son in the cemetery, and I just had the opportunity to walk and talk with him for 2 hours, just him and I in the middle of nowhere in Tennessee, and just that story and that memory will forever be with me. I mean, it changed my life, and it's meant so much to me, and has kind of pushed me in the direction where I'm at now.
And I bet it meant a lot to him too.
Yep.
How can people get involved? How can we support you?
Yeah, so carrytheload.org is our website. There you can find all information of where we're walking. Like I said, we're in all 48 states, so odds are we're walking in a city near anybody. But from there you can view our exact route, meet us at Westlake Park tomorrow in Seattle, or in the city near you, and then walk and talk with us.
How important is it to have that support from the community, not just for the organization, but the people walking, the people seeing, our first responders, our service members who see that we're there and supporting?
I think it means so much. And again, not being a veteran, I can only speak from my perspective, but I always had a internal struggle of, I'm not doing enough. But from the veterans and from responders that actually have experienced the loss, those of us that haven't, that don't have to be out there, that don't have to be walking because we haven't lost somebody, it means so much to them. That somebody that doesn't need to be caring does care, and that they're willing to kind of take their time and walk and honor their loved ones.
Where does the event start? Where does the kickoff event?
Yep, so Westlake Park in Seattle. So we'll start walking from there and walk about 3 miles to end up at the shop here in Seattle.
Perfect. Thank you so much for your time, Matt. And thanks to all of our service members, their families, and all of our first responders.